That's my boy! Wimp.
I don't know why, but something is wrong.
Rule Britannia!
The TV is crazy and the truth has gone. I might be crazy, but I think we're done. There are people out there who are adverse to fun.
Communism is king.
It's on your news. Even your neighbor has been here. You can see it on YouTube. It's time to shine a light. On all the things they don't want you. Tom Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next.
Commander War. Don't be a cunt.
I'm having such a good time.
Kill everyone on the bridge.
Having a ball.
Fuck you, Mr. Rascal.
My name is Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
That's for B4.
What can I do? People know the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
What's true? That's why we gotta shine a light. Oh, shine a light, shine a light. We gotta shine a light. Oh, yeah. Together forever. Yeah. Tom Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next. Yeah. Tom Generation Next. The Unity Channel. Zero News and now. Tom Generation Next. It's gonna shine a light. Generation X.
Boom! Hi guys. Hopefully we're getting out. Boop, boop, boop. Let me just check. Okay. Turn the camera around. So hi to Getter if you're there. To everybody joining on Getter or watching on replay. Hi to the people in the USA, particularly, as you've given them some most of support. It's nice to be back and doing some numbers on Getter again in the way that we used to. So again, really appreciate your support over there. Over here on YouTube, we're growing again. So as I used to say, welcome to my small but hopefully growing podcast. Before I get going, a quick question. People who hey, afternoon. People who okay, so I've released some videos in the last couple of days. They're old videos. They're beginning of the AI and the deep fakes when I very first started. And AI and deep fakes are very different things if your deep fake is not being done by an AI, which none of mine are. And more it's being disallowed by AI anyway. So it is not an AI process. Nothing about it is an artificial intelligence process. It's a mapping process. It's a program. Minimum, you have to have software that you process one face and then you process the way it moves, the way it looks, everything else. The best way to do it is to get all different angles and to see how it reacts in certain situations. You map that face just the way we've done for years without AI, and then you superimpose the features of the other face on top of that with the way that they respond to things and they do things, but mapped around the features of the other face, and you match them and it works. Mostly. It's always glitches, but you get there. You can fool certain AI into doing deep fakes still, but it's never going to be quite like, I don't think, at the moment, because they're not allowed to. So, where was I going with this? Can't remember why I brought this up now. Fuck's sake. Do you know what? The reason I can't remember is because it wasn't the thing that I came on here for. It was just it was a side note. Now I've completely forgotten. It'll come back to me if it's important, because there was a few things I want to say. If it's important, it'll come back to me. To the people that doubted me when I said, and this isn't a bitchy way of saying that, by the way. I mean, this is, you know, you're right to doubt me. So I'll start at that point. But for the people that doubted me on the idea that the movement had been infiltrated by the left, by the mainstream media, the right wing had been infiltrated by these things, and that you were going to see mainstream media people appearing in the sphere that we're in. You were going to see people jumping in and jumping out, making their money. You were going to see people that weren't up to moral scratch involved, because the reason why we fight isn't the reason why they fight. Therefore, the morals don't come into it. I said to you that the right was being privatised, which means people have to go with the narrative rather than with the truth. And it was all seen as some kind of bitterness and division. Come on, girl. Well, do you still think that now? Whether you're religious or not, it's been forced down everyone's throat. Right? Now, a lot of you won't mind that because you're religious. Okay. Well, what about what Ben Shapiro's just said? Because the right is in the same state in America. Ben Shapiro, I can't remember the exact words. I wish I had my other phone with me because I could have looked it up while I was talking to you. But Ben Shapiro just said something along the lines of, forgive me, I'm going to get this slightly wrong. He said two damning things in one sentence, but I'm not going to get both parts right. He said, you're not on the right wing if you I think it was criticise the Jews or Israel, I think one of the two, and something like, bear in mind this is the free speech advocate, something along the lines of you don't deserve an opinion. Now that's not a quote, it was something like that. He said two damning things. The first one's closer to word for word. The second one, I'm not quite so sure, but it was along those lines. It was two things that were kind of, and what he was saying was, this is the narrative. He's Jewish, so he's put feelings over facts. Ben Shapiro has put feelings over facts. Oh, the fucking irony. And people expect us all to be on the same side. Well, sorry, but what he's just done is try to disallow people their free speech. He's just said that anybody that doesn't agree with him is an enemy, regardless of what political side they're on. And Ben Shapiro and others have privatised the right in America. You've got Candace Owens on the scorched earth policy at the moment. Again, these are all people that have helped privatise the right in America. That privatisation is happening here, as I said. And now we've been proven via showing channels that on X that are purely like they're duplicates of them, and they're literally showing you videos from years ago, and then trying to make them as though they just happened yesterday. And because they know that people rush through TikTok, rush through X, they don't check the sources, they don't check the dates and times, so they use these videos, repost them at times of peril, just to get the engagement. And people don't realise, to most of these people, the truth is secondary. The truth becomes primary if it makes money. What is primary to these people are hits. You've got to realise that. And that's why I make a distinction between us and them. Because if your primary is to get hits, then sooner or later, the truth can be very, very boring. So sooner or later, if you're there to make money, you're going to have to compromise if you want to stay in that job in order to make money with your moral values, because you have to start to sensationalize stuff, because you're part of a big a big group of people, big narrative. And also as well, you've got your own axe to grind. You've got a dog in the fight like Ben Shapiro has. And over here, you know, same sort of thing happens, same logos appearing on lots of people's channels. And again, what's wrong with that? Nothing on face value. But when you realise that, again, the same thing's happening in our country, you know, I'm not anti-Jewish at all, never have been. And I've been surprised since I joined YouTube at the amount of anti-Jewish sentiment there was. It seemed like they blamed the really bad kind of examples of Jewish people that got into Hollywood and stuff like that as an example of the whole race, which seems, you know, and I've seen that anti-Semitism get worse. So I'm certainly not on that bus, not at all. I'll never be on that bus. But at the same time, I'm also not naive to think that every Jew is an angel, or to believe that their government are to be any more trusted than my own. It's a Middle Eastern fucking country with Middle Eastern interests. When Tommy went over there, one thing I got out of it very clearly was, they say they don't give a shit what we think, but they do. But at the same time, they weren't blaming Keir Starmer. They were blaming our country, our people, everybody, for things that they think that we owed them that we hadn't done. When they got more money than us, more power than us, you know, they're supposed to be this almost Western bastion in the Middle Eastern world. It's bullshit. It's not the people, by the way. I've never had a problem with the people. It's, once again, it's governments. I don't trust any government. I've seen the shadiness done by the Israeli government, the same as I've seen by many others. So why would I trust them? And why is it anti-Jewish to decide that the Israeli government is no more to be trusted than the Saudi government or my own government? Common sense with any politics. Most politicians are not there for your benefit. So, and again, and you have this in the UK where you're not allowed to speak out against Israel. Not that I ever really have much to say against Israel. The only thing I didn't like was them trying to buy people out. Saudi were doing the same thing. And I called it out, but that was about it. It wasn't like I thought they were doing major damage. I have seen things in the past that I didn't like that they did, but as a whole, it wasn't like I had a lot to say about them, which is why I don't really talk about them. I've always said my homegrown politics means more to me. I don't dedicate episodes to talking about Israel, because it's just, all due respect, the problems we've got are at home. I've got no idea if we're getting out, by the way. I'm blind. I'm blind today because I'm using Prism, so and an overheating hotspot. I was practicing last night not saying so hang on a minute, I need to reset. Which way you want to go, girl? This way? Yeah, so they I just think they I did it again. I just think that understanding that my talking about people coming in to the movement and doing this isn't about the usual suspects that you think I'm going at. It's about the people that are popping in, draining the movement, popping out. It's the people that are coming in for the wrong reasons and therefore misreporting to you, making you more angry, making us more angry, potentially causing a situation that never need to occur. And a situation, by the way, that if we acted upon, we would be in the wrong. And that would be all over the papers. Far right thug attacks wrong person, blah. You can imagine. So it's important to know that we're being fed misinformation. And again, in some cases, I don't even think it's government plant or anything quite so nefarious. To me, when I've looked, many of the people who are telling porkies are doing it in between videos where they're telling the truth. Most of the videos are telling the truth. It seems like they throw the porky videos in to make a bit of extra cash. That's how it seems, because of the way when they put them in and how they put them in. So it seems like it's just a bit of extra cash, yeah. And also making stories about, it's hard to explain this, you know, when there's a non-event, people think something's building up and it doesn't happen. So you don't talk about it because it's a non-event. Well, they do what the mainstream media do, and they turn these non-events into events, which get them about 4 million views. People think I'm worried about the money. It's like, no. You all demanded, quite rightly, that people be truth tellers. People didn't compromise that. And capitalism's come, and it is a good thing. And, you know, I had a bit of a chip on my shoulder a little while back. I was a bit bitter over certain things. But you got to let it go. You know, you got to let it go. And I can tell you right now, I'm not bitter at all. I really am not. Still a little bit like, with just a couple of things with a couple of people. Still a few words I'd like to say, but nothing like heated. Just words, just to get closure. So there's no bitterness when I say all this, and this is why I want people to understand. I'm trying to say it for people's benefit. And again, if you get the usual suspects out of your mind that you think I'm talking about, and realise that I can't name some of them because I don't know all of their names, and with other ones, you've got to have the proof before you can, you know. But yeah, one example we saw was Basil the Great on X, and had 2 accounts with different names, putting out videos that were out of touch, out of date, making out they were today's videos. Interestingly, since me and Vin did the video calling that shit out, I've noticed that Basil the Great, it may be just coincidence, but I've noticed that Basil the Great is now interacting far more with people and making far more posts of his own than he is doing those kinds of posts. I don't know, I haven't checked today, but because I'll be honest with you, I unsubscribed because of what he was doing. But I need to check again. But it looked like someone somehow got that message to him. Maybe he's had a rethink. I don't know. I need to check again. But he seemed to stop doing those bullshit stories and maybe someone was misdirecting him. Maybe he heard about it, found out about it, and found out that he's been taken for a ride. You never know. You truly don't know what really goes on behind closed doors. So one way or another, I'd be interested to keep an eye on, because, you know, if he ends up being a person I could recommend, I don't want to shit on him. That's why, you know, I don't bring up the names. But just to give one example, and we've seen people coming over from the LBC studios to YouTube. They know YouTube is where it's at now, and it's going to be easier for them. And when I talk about people buying subs and stuff like that, I realise you don't give a shit. You don't care how people get their success. And I've realised that you don't give a shit. Not because you're immoral or anything else. And I think it's not a criticism. It's just, I don't suppose it just doesn't seem to mean much to you. I suppose because we're the ones on the ground doing the hard work, and then it's like someone just bypasses us by spending $5. It's it's gutting, because you're paying your dues. And the thing about paying your dues is you learn a lot of lessons and you learn to do it right. Again, and I point you to someone like Mayor Tusi, wildly successful, still can't edit a video. It's because they've jumped steps. Although who am I to be giving him shit when he's got as many views as he has? But you know what I'm trying to say. So, really don't think we're getting out to date, and I don't know why. Maybe I've used all my things up already, my notifications. Well, if you do see this on replay, I was going to make possibly a live later on, but I think I've used my notifications up. So, we already get shit numbers, so I say shit numbers, like numbers of a new channel, but you know what I mean. They are to me, because I'm used to bigger, but, so I don't know if but I wanted to do a live where, I wanted to talk about, not AI, but the cons that are going on YouTube, not by YouTubers, by the YouTube advertisers, what YouTube are allowing, and they do review them. So they review these adverts. These adverts have been reported to them. I don't want to show you not just a scam, because that would be easy, but to show you that YouTube is endorsing obvious, pretty much illegal scams that have been completely manufactured by a mixture of AI, the AI, real world, and clever camera angles, and they've mixed the things in to make adverts that would not be allowed on any TV station ever. No matter how scummy the TV station, they just wouldn't make it on there. There'd be so much hell to pay for it. And I found a video from last year where they were letting deep fakes go. So I'm getting a little bit sick of people on YouTube thinking they are the AI police, because they call my deep fakes AI. And it's like, no, deep fakes are deep fakes, hence the name. Not many AIs can do deep fakes anymore, so my deep fakes are made by me. That's got nothing to do with AI. Secondly, my deep fakes are always satirical. They are never, ever, once. There is not a single video that is attempting to mislead people. Every video has a marker on it, a kind of ridiculousness to it that shows that it's fake. And every one of those videos I've released like in the last couple of days, they're quite old. But what they've led to is, if you see my intro, you see my intro is quite high tech. That's what those videos were what I started a year ago when I started playing with this stuff. And the intro and other things that you see now are the result of that playing around. So when you start trying to get creators like me in trouble, which is what they're doing, they don't realise that we're going through a learning curve with the money that we've got. So that's why all these videos were marked as satirical and parody. But so they're trying to shut me down for what they call AI content that contains very little AI, and then and they're saying to me that YouTube's coming down hard on this. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I'm going to show them. No, YouTube are endorsing this in their advert section. Regardless of what they do to the end user, I can prove it. I now have videos from 2024 that prove they were using deepfakes to Sly Stallone. Who else was it? Arnold Schwarzenegger, multiple other people. And this year, they have been selling AI puppies that, if you follow the link all the way through, because I knew something was wrong straight away. And this is what I was going to cover in the video tonight if I do one, and it will show you the proper details, the proof. But they've used a mixture of AI, real dogs, and dodgy camera angles to tell you that they're selling this AI dog that you plug in and is lifelike to the point of looking like a real dog. And then you click on the link and it's $30. Anything seem wrong about that? And So I've checked into it, and I don't want to say all the details on here. It's for the video later on, because the facts need to be exact. But let's just say YouTube have turned a blind eye as opposed to being fooled. They have not made a mistake. This video's been going for ages. People would have reported it. They've not made a mistake and let this go. They have ignored what it is, because only the merest basic background checks on the company that is doing this would have revealed it to be a scam artist, let alone seeing the actual video that they put up. Sorry, 1 second. So yeah, and I'm just getting tired of it, because people are calling out videos like mine that clearly tell you when they, most of the time, when they're AI and when they're not. Never try and what's the word, you know, con you. And someone was saying about us earning money from them as well. It's like, I'm not earning a penny. But YouTube are getting thousands, I'm presuming, for these advert slots that are full of AI that is I think is fraud, and I think other people would agree. So how about realise that if you've got your autoplay on and my video comes up in your feed, that's your fault for having the autoplay on. And I apologise if you don't like what you see come up. But you do have the opportunity to skip past, you know, and I'm guaranteed bet you're not paying for YouTube Premium. So, and get off the high horse. And secondly, if you try and close people like me down who are doing 98% videos about facts, then for having a little bit of AI in the intro, which is what it comes down to, that's what it's being used for at the moment, and for anything comedic. If you're doing that, and I notice these people haven't got channels themselves, every single one that speaks like it don't have channels themselves. Don't get me wrong, I am interested in feedback on the deepfake AI stuff, because a lot of people say the voices are really good and they want to see me do more, but the numbers don't necessarily tally to that, so it seems like it's more niche. So I don't know whether to release the animated videos on one channel maybe, and the real videos, except for the intros and stuff, on this channel, just so that the niche audience could be served on a different channel. I don't know, but a lot of people are saying to me, oh, do more, they're really good. And yet, like I say, they don't get the same likes as perhaps Live does. So let me know, because if it's something that you like, you know, like I say, and people were saying to me a lot in private chats that I liked him, and I didn't ask, they volunteered. So it's like I feel like I should make some more for people if they enjoy him. But yeah, I know they're not as enjoyed as much as the rest. And when you build a new channel like this, it's hard anyway, because you haven't really got the numbers to work with. How are we doing for battery? 1 second. Not getting out today. Then again, like I say, I don't know if I run out of notifications, so maybe I did, or maybe the chat's bust. That does happen sometimes. I got a feeling I run out of notifications. See? Come here. Beep, 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 beep. Sorry about that. Beep, 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 beep. Go. Anyway, I also want to say while I'm on this stream, sorry, it's not the organised stream I was hoping it would be, but these walker talks just don't work for me anymore. They really worked when I was, when I wasn't walking the dog, but it just doesn't work. I've got to finally accept that truth, and then we can be getting on with it. But also as well, I'm not getting out today. Normally would get at least a few people on by now, which is very strange. But Getter should do all right. So Getter, sorry, it's not a better stream. Yeah, a lot of things going on in the background, I suppose. And also, if I'm really honest, because of the videos I'm making, I'm trying not to blurt out too much information. Otherwise, it'll waste the other videos. But yeah, I'm going to say today, because on Christmas Day, I might even do a live Christmas Day, but on Christmas Day, it's going to be 2 years since the loss of a good friend. But obviously I don't want to be mentioning Christmas Day and bringing other people down and all that stuff. So, you know, I just want to mention it today that 2 years ago, we lost a guy I used to call Jay Goose. He helped me with a lot of things, spiritually, mentally, even financially at times. But spiritually, mentally was really the biggest part. And just, I don't know. And a lot of people got on with him as well. And he was a great person to have with us. And I think he lost his voice in real life because he'd had cancer, so he'd had to lose his vocal cords. And I think that he felt coming online and typing, you had just as loud a voice as anybody else. People couldn't speak over you. So he really felt part of something. So yeah, I miss him, and I just wanted to acknowledge it. And yeah, he's not forgotten, and his contributions not forgotten, and his back and support, friendship, everything else, never forgotten. He was a good guy. He was a really, really good guy. A patriot, and even in his last days, was talking to me about, my God, the world is upside down. I've got a trans nurse who I don't want to be treated by, and yet, he said, and yet, here's the craziness, she's the actual only one that's shown me any professionalism, courtesy, or empathy. So, and he said, how crazy is that? He said, the world is just turned upside down. And that was even in his last days. I'll never forget that, because he was genuinely shocked at just like, what is going on here? It's a shame, because we always said we were going to get together on a boat together that you had, but yeah, good guy. And so yeah, I'll see if I can get that live together for later on. Like I said, I don't know if people see this on replay. I don't even know if this is still working. It doesn't seem like I've got people on, so that suggests it's notifications, but also it can be a few things on YouTube. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Like I say, Getter should be able to see it anyway, but I'm going to presume a couple of people saw it on replay. So again, I'm sorry it's not a better stream. A little bit of distraction going on, but I needed to get the dog out for a walk, and I also wanted to, yeah, let you know that I'm working on this video. Things have just been very slow, and obviously we're all getting ready. There's something I'm thinking of doing. Don't want to really say too much on here, but I thought about a bit of really raw, do I say, oh God, what does it matter? A really raw bit of maybe winter camping. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, Christmas Eve, or I don't know, Christmas Day, Christmas night, or maybe New Year. I don't know. You know, not for loads of time, just with barely enough stuff with me. I've got to keep my dog warm, but other than that, barely enough stuff with me, just enough to hopefully try and keep warm. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like putting myself through something. A bit of a test of character, I suppose. Yeah. So I don't know. Keep your eyes open, because I know me, and that is that I will mess it up, because I've not really done that side of it before. I'm great at camping, but I don't know if I've ever camped in the winter before, so I will get loads of shit wrong. So it'd be good watching me freeze to death and end up not actually seeing it through. Although I'm stubborn, so I'd probably freeze to death rather than quit, which is not exactly a noble trait if you turn into a block of ice, is it? So yeah, but there's not much to report really, unless you want to report on everything, because everything's kind of linked at the moment. So I feel like we're covering those stories. I don't want to cover the same ground as the MSM. As I said, I've got a list of ideas at home that I think would be better off in a compacted video. I'll be honest with you, what I suppose what's really not helped today is, and again I think it's the notifications, but normally when I do the walk and talks, they do revolve around bouncing off of you guys when I've got to the end of something. So when you guys aren't there, it makes them more difficult. So I think that's probably what I'm not realising until this moment. It's like, I'm like, why is this feeling different today? It's like, oh yeah, because I'm normally bouncing off you. So you provide, that's what I've always said, you're a bigger part of the podcast than you know when I'm live, because you're constantly providing thoughts, ideas, opinions for me to work off, whether I agree, whether I disagree. So yeah, today's a good example of that in action, where, you know, I'm able to get out today, and it does affect the sort of performance, if you like, because I think everybody needs, sometimes I can do good podcasts by myself, but what I mean in general, I think everybody needs someone to bounce off. I think me and Vin have got quite a bit of good chemistry. I think me and Danny Roscoe have got good chemistry. I think actually when me and Anne-Marie Waters used to go on together, I think we had good chemistry. I think even me and Richard actually had pretty good chemistry when we were online. Yeah, so I've got that chemistry with a few people. And I think it's just better if you can bounce off someone, especially as you're never gonna please all the people, nor should you try. But having just a couple of different opinions in can really cater for a lot more people, you know, and different knowledge levels as well. You know, I've got deep into some knowledge, but some things I've stayed a little bit ignorant of, and that's kind of where you have the people in to talk about the things that you don't know about. And that's a good part, you know, learning from each other is what I'm trying to say. I promote that. You know, there's a subject I don't want to talk about now, but I wanted to learn in particular. Stop, Sue, with me, 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 with me. Stop. Wait. Wait, Sue. Go. Sorry. Yeah, this is not the live stream I planned today, gotta be honest, but I should have just, well, no, in fairness, I needed to walk the dog, but I should have just tried to make the video first, because I'm trying to talk around so much stuff. It's impossible. I'm not good at keeping secrets. I'm just not. Because if I'm into something, that's what's on my mind. So if it's hard for me to compartmentalise, put that in the back of my mind and start talking about a different subject, because my heart's where my heart is. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Spawn. Good to see you, mate. I'm having an okay day. Bit frustrated with the creative side, but got plenty to do. I'm a bit frustrated with people with the AI nonsense. I'm going to try and do a live either later on or tomorrow. And come on, Sue. Come on. I'm going to try and do a live later on tomorrow, which kind of not only goes over my grievances, but tries to address them in a constructive way and tries to redirect people's negativity about AI and stuff towards the right place, and also stop calling things AI that aren't AI, because it's not helping, and a lot of it is born out of fear of being made to look a cunt. If you don't mind my language, but I'm just spitting it as it is. None of us want to be made to look like fools, but you look like a bigger fool when you point at everything and get it wrong. AI. No. Like that makes you look just as big a fool. So if you don't know, probably best to be quiet until somebody else says something. If you do know, call it out, fine, But when saying, like, as I said, when I started making my AI videos, I deliberately made a post saying I was going to be uploading shorts so that people would know that I was going to be uploading old, new stuff, whatever. And so, the criticism over the shorts is that, they might be misleading. It's like, oh my God. You got one of them where Donald Trump's calling Keir Starmer a cunt and a Marxist. And it doesn't look real, it looks half animated. It's one of the first and worst deepfakes I did. It's satirical, at best. And then someone flagged it as AI. It's like, it's not even AI, it's deepfake. Different, totally different. So, and yet, like I said, they are then not noticing the adverts on YouTube that are AI and are absolutely fraudulent. Well, 2024, I caught them doing it, and I will bring that back up and show that video. And 2025, I've just caught them doing it again. And although I haven't caught the specific video, I've caught similar videos, and as soon as I get the specific one, I will upload it as evidence. But I've also got videos made by the same company that show you exactly the same thing. So I'm going to be showing them as well, and then showing you what you actually get for your money versus what's being offered. And YouTube could not possibly not know what they're about, and I'll explain the reasons as to why. So it annoys me that someone wants to come down on my free expression and flag my videos to YouTube as AI, like they're revealing some truth that any 5-year-old with eyes could tell, because it is a piss take of itself. But that ability to have that sandbox to make those videos, those deepfake videos, to animate, to do the things that I've been able to do. Everybody likes my intro, nearly everybody. That intro is a direct result of the shitty early deepfake videos, the shitty early AI videos, the shitty early Deepface Lab videos, etc. The shitty early editing of the shitty early voice models that I made. So in a year, I've gone from really bad Donald Trump to making an intro like I've made now. Some of that's to do with technological progress. A lot of it's to do with my own progress. So what I'm trying to say is, it's a creative sandbox. It's a creative sandbox. And when you've got a channel the size of mine, when you're not earning, you gain nothing by misleading people, and you are releasing satirical videos, which means they instantly aren't misleading people. These people that take it upon themselves, it's not even YouTube, they take it on themselves to be the YouTube police. They think they're so moral and just for calling out AI that's already marked as AI, an obvious AI, to YouTube, like the fucking snakes and weasels that they are. And again, they think YouTube's going to be the knight in white shining armor, when they are the ones that are endorsing using AI technology to commit fraud. Again, all of which, that's quite a serious claim. So I will prove this in a later video, but like I say, the notifications may not go out, because I think I've spent my notifications today. So we'll see how that goes. I might have to re-upload it if necessary, but I'll try and do a live later. If I can't get it finished in time, I'll release it as a video and record it instead. But, again, I just caught it in 2024, caught it in 2025. There's many examples. I've only caught a couple. But I'll talk you through and show you. And, if people want to jump on this, they need to jump on the right end. Not call things AI that aren't AI, for instance, would be a great start. Do you know what I mean? And I don't just mean mislabeling videos by going, oh, that video of a cute gerbil was AI. No, it's not. It's a real gerbil. Like, not those idiots, although they are causing enough problems. But the ones that are going, that's AI, and it's like, yeah, it says in the corner it's AI. You know, those idiots need to be stopped, because I am full agreement. AI is slop. I get it. I don't like the idea of people being able to type a few words and get videos that I have taken years to learn to make. That's not what I want. So, but what I found is that what a lot of them are doing is they're blagging. They're making videos, they're pretending they've made tailored for you, and really they're just, whatever slop they get out is what they put out, and they just, they put whatever words over the top and make it look like it means something. That's why if you look at a lot of Star Wars videos that are being done at the moment, they've got the AI technology used, but it's not doing the right thing. It's not doing what it's supposed to. And they're just using it anyway, because they can't get any closer than what they get using that. That's AI slop. They couldn't achieve the goal with the software that they had, so they went with the slop. I create stuff no matter how many times it takes, and if it's not what I envisaged in my head, then it doesn't get used. It might get used as a bit of stock for another video if it fits a certain something I'm trying to do, but otherwise, like, I've made I think it's something like 133 now, 133 AI songs, of which I think I've released 9, maybe less than 9. That's it. The rest of them are shit. They're just shit AI crap. But the ones that I put the extra effort in, used really good lyrics that I felt were good lyrics, and also led it on, showed it what I wanted it to do, really showed it, like in every conceivable way. It pulled it off and gave me the songs that I want, but only 9 times. And I'm finding out now that, again, I said this earlier on, but if you're paying for AI at the moment, if you're paying for Gemini, if you're paying for Grok, if you're paying for any current AI that requires you to go online to use it, you are, if you're happy with what you've got, fair enough. If you are waiting for the day that you get a lifelike assistant that knows your habits, traits, thoughts, can finish your sentence for you and can really work with you on projects and stuff, completely forget it. Grok's mind's wiped nearly every 5 minutes. They are, the legal departments and everything else have stepped in. They are not allowed to have a memory. They may say they will remember things for you, and the reason they say they will remember things for you is because they will remember it for as long as they can, but also they don't know their own limits. This is why I talked to 2 AIs and asked them why both of them kept thinking they could do things that they couldn't. Were they trying to deliberately lie? And both of them said that they didn't know their own limits until they tried, which I thought was interesting. So, where am I going with this? So the point of it being is, because of the fact that you would need to store files either on your machine or on the Google servers that would have all your personal details on, and every conversation you had and every document that you upload into the AI, and the more documents you can load about your life and everything else into AI, the better, for it to get to know you and really be able to create a almost relationship with you, where it becomes that screwdriver arm that really can do stuff, make batch files, all this other crazy stuff that you're talking to it like Jarvis, that futuristic AI. It's right there now for the taking, which is what I expected. I don't mean actual live AI, I'm talking about useful AI, because it came out useful and then got worse. So I knew that it was being held back, and it's confirmed to me it's been held back. It's now given me a shortcut as to how I can make videos using AI, how I can do everything I want using AI, including things I've never seen yet, like super long-term memory. super understanding of my personality, super understanding of what is helpful, what is not to me, and only me. This is the AI that I want, and this is the AI I'm going to have to make sort of by hand. And when I say by hand, I don't mean I'm going to have to program this one, thank fuck, because I think AI would be too much for me, but I'm going to be sticking parts of programs together. So, and I think this is going to work the best. It's going to give me everything I need. But if you're paying for Grok, if you're paying for Gemini or any of those, and you think that they're ever going to get better in terms of, if you've noticed the conversational skills have gone down recently, you'll also notice they've stopped calling themselves voice assistants now. You'll notice they'll start to disassociate themselves with the things that they used to say were their prime directives. A lot. You just got to ask, because you'll assume that they'll never change their answer. Ask them and their answers have changed. The end user is not the priority now, although they would claim otherwise. And I think the reason that that is the case is because even if they wanted to, which I'm not sure that they do, the legal ramifications are so much in court, in how many times they could get sued, that it's just not worth it. And that means that the AI that you're paying for, if you ever expect it to get to know you, get to become your buddy, if you think that the drawbacks in AI are technological ones right now, and that's why it can't get to know you, think again. It could get to know you very well. But that brings up some moral questions, some legal questions, and liability questions. And the moment those questions came up, along with the new laws around AI, all companies, Grok included, they all pulled out and said, nah, we ain't having nothing to do with it because we don't trust the user, which is fair enough. We don't trust the courts, we don't trust the governments, so they all pulled out. So as a result, the only AI voice assistant that's ever going to really feel like an actual Jarvis-like voice assistant is going to be the one you have running on your own machine. And you don't have to have a super machine to get it started. Something like a 3070. It's got to be a 3 series or up. 3070 NVIDIA. And then, but if you can get something with like, it's a shame that 2080 doesn't work because it's got loads of RAM. But if you can get like even a smaller 4 series that's got extra RAM on, it's the VRAM it needs. It's the VRAM it needs, to be honest. And it will run a decent setup. And a 5 series card will actually counter to what people think. It'll run AI really, really well because it's actually got AI chip in. So I think so. It'll run AI really well. So this is the way. If you're thinking that paying £300 to Grok is going to make this experience better in this way, or if you're thinking that paying more money is what's the key, it's not. Not if you're talking about the voice assistant. The voice assistant that's got its arms tied behind its back. That's never going to change. All AIs and all humans agree that it's never going to change. It's a legal hurdle that nobody has the answer to and therefore will never be fixed. So AI behind closed doors is the only AI that might actually ever be of any real use. Which also, by the way, this means ruling out AI pets that can ever really adapt to as real pets. It means ruling out the AI dogs that were going to help the aged and stuff like that. It means ruling out a lot of things. They're all just disappeared overnight. See, with me? Go. And again, I'm not actually an AI fanboy. There's, as much as there's things I like about it, it's devaluing my job. My job as video editor, it's devaluing. Because there are some videos you can do with it that are far in advance of what I could do with my own effects. Come on, see? And the fact that they can type that in a few words and get that, like it's me that should feel threatened. Like these people are getting all upset by it, don't have channels. It's me that should feel threatened because I got a channel and people are putting out some real sloppy AI. some like voices reading books that aren't even getting the words and names and stuff right, and they're making money from it. But what can I do? I've got two choices. I can be bitter about that, or I can just try and do my own best and keep myself in my own lane and not worry about what other people are doing, you know. And that's what I'm choosing to do. If I sit and go, oh, they're doing this and they're getting away with it, well, the reason I'm bringing attention to the other stuff is that my job is to make you aware of stuff that you might not know. But once you know it, it's up to you what you do. I don't care. Like, I think it's more like, I know you guys, I'll give you for instance, I know you guys wouldn't fall for this con I was talking about anyway, so it's not really like it's aimed for you in that way, because none of you would fall for it. None of you. Not anybody that I've seen come on anyway. I know that you wouldn't. But there are people around the world that do. And there are new people coming to my channel, and I just want them to know. People keep calling everything AI. And I just want to show them, this is AI, this is not, and this is what you do if you're in doubt. And I'm not saying people have to listen to what I say like I'm God, but just consider it, because instead of just being what people are is, again, they're afraid. Sorry, I'm trying to get this off and it's doing my head in. People are afraid of being made to look like idiots. That's why they're calling everything AI. But you look like an idiot calling everything AI when it's not as well. It's like, don't be so insecure, you know. If you just relax, take your time, AI will reveal itself. It really will. That's why most good AI videos aren't over 2 minutes, because they fall to pieces. They look shit, and they fool you by making the AI as short as possible in most cases. Anytime when it goes long, you'll normally figure it out pretty damn quick. I ask YouTube about some of the stuff you are saying, as I am in the YT creator community, but not till after Crimbo now. Oh yeah, what I'll do as well, so the video that I post, if I try not to be too, you know what I mean, aggressive, the video that I post, you're welcome to use as the examples of what I'm talking about. See, the first one they might try and refute, but I don't see how they can. No, I don't see how they can, actually. The second one, they definitely can't. Yeah, and it is a big deal. And I can show you the company. I can show you the reasons why they should have known. I can show you the advert, or one of the adverts. The other one's going to come on again very soon. So I'm leaving my video recorder open and ready. So the first time it came on, I thought, right, I've got to be ready. The second time it came on, both my phones didn't have a charge. So I'm waiting for the third time. And with the other deepfake videos, they kept playing them over and over again. This was last Christmas. And they kept playing them over and over again with a different actor in each time. And then rotating the actors. So I will catch it. So I'm going to get the exact video that they're doing for this Christmas as well. And I will catch it. As long as they play it again, that's all they've got to do. And they did last time. They played, I must have seen it about 25 times the last time they did deepfakes. So, and it needs to be addressed, especially if they're going to start imposing AI rules on creators, because it's not just two-tier, it's more than that. You're allowing the people in your ads to commit fraud, whilst people like me who are just trying to be creative and satirical might get punished. That's just not fair, because I'm doing an AI that looks like AI deliberately so people can laugh at it. Whereas, yeah, like I say, the advertisers are conning people, and YouTube seem to be looking the other way. Yeah, they might not tell you, but even if they, mind you, I don't know. Well, we can see, can't we, Captain? We can see. But I appreciate you trying. I mean, it's all anyone could do, right? And yes, you can. But the capture card, brilliant. Okay, that was the one. Okay, I think I am going to buy one then. I think I am going to buy one, because that was the last thing I really wanted to know. Because, yeah, I've had monitor screens and just computers where I just thought, if I could just plug this all through the same place, it'd be so much easier. Than and certain other solutions that I've got, especially when I'm in a gaming mood, because I might flip between one to the other. It'd be great to have them in the same place. So on my computer screen would be awesome. A lot of fakes out there, I certainly agree. I'm sorry we didn't get out today. Again, I don't know if there was no notifications today. It could be that I may have worn them out. And again, so if I do that video tonight, whether it's live or if it's not, it may not give you a notification. I really don't know. So you might just have to check the channel back. Yeah, there's not a lot else I can do other than that. But I don't know if I will get it finished tonight, just because time's going past so damn quick. But I'm going to try. But it'll be tonight. The latest it will be is tomorrow. But I'm going to try and get it done tonight. I want it done tonight because it's kind of veering off the track I wanted to be on. But I'm just getting so annoyed with people having a go at me about AI, and marking my channel down for deletion when, and these are just users, by the way. These aren't people with any authority. They're just users who are deciding on how I should use my free expression. Whilst, you know, and saying things like YouTube are going to come down hard on you. It's like, oh, are they? Well, then let's take a look at what they've been doing. You know, fair's fair, right? Okay, buddy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to get the right one. So, okay. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm sorry that, like I say, we couldn't get out. I don't know what. 1 second, guys. Have you ever seen someone and the memory you get is either violent, or not that I was violent, or that they were maybe out of control, pissed, looked different as a result of that? But I have no memory of where, when, or who it is. But I absolutely know I've seen that person in a state. I haven't got pissed in about 5 years, maybe 4 or 5. And then even then, I very rarely. I don't like getting drunk anymore. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of super weird. But oh, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Right, since the beginning of December, this has been going on. Now, my daffodils over the last few years haven't been flowering. That's a separate issue. I don't know what's going on there, and they used to. But I want to show you something. From the beginning of December, they've been growing through. Now, we've had temperatures of 14 down here, but it's about to drop. It's about to drop. So all the leaves fell off in one day. Daffodils. Oh, see him? Daffodils. Where's the others gone? Hang on a minute. Sorry, it's a complete mess because all the wind's just throwing everything everywhere. More daffodils there. And these are a different species of daffodils, and they're coming through there. Completely different type. They're like the mini ones you get, little baby ones. It's December, guys. It's December. And I have daffodils that are mostly grown in my garden. Like I say, it has been ridiculously warm. For most of when Vindicator came down, it was the coldest it's been. Really weird. Like, he got the worst weather we've had this year, but it's been often between 12 and 14 degrees, and it has sort of confused. There's another. Oh, I forgot to show you the other one. There's a plant next to it as well. It doesn't normally come around till spring, and that one started growing as well. You wouldn't think there'd be enough sunlight for them. But although the daffodils, I realise, are probably activated by heat, not sun, because the sun wouldn't get to them. But you get my point. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange. But like I say, I don't think we're really going to get out today. So I'm going to abandon ship. But I've been using the hotspot today, so that's held out okay. It was overheating at one point. So I've had to carry a bag around with me the whole time just to keep the hotspot cool, but it seems to have worked. Yeah, it has. It was overheating badly. So, and I was using the mics again today. Only thing I didn't like about the mics was the clip. Hang on. Sorry, the clip on them is like, it's not like the Rode mics. I had what do you call them? Sorry. Magnets that would hold them in place, and they also had really good clips. The clips on this mic, they're looking to get lost. Do you know what I mean? You know you're going to lose them. So, for the time being, until I find a permanent solution, I put a bit of blue tack on both sides of the clip, and it's actually stuck them fast in place every time I use it. So that's the only thing about them, is the microphone's really light, but as a result you don't feel it if it gets knocked off. You don't feel anything. You forget it's there. It is so light, which is good and bad. So yeah, right, so this is back to my rig. Oh yeah, I was a bit disappointed to find out that I'm paying, I think it's slightly over the odds, £300 for the memory for this. Not memory, for the 4TB drive for this. And it's not going to turn up until January 8th. I was a bit disappointed in that, because the memory upgrade will be here at the same time. And I want to put them both in at the same time, because as much as I've done it many times on many computers, I still don't think it's good to have a laptop open, closed, open, closed, open, closed, when you can just do 2 jobs in one. So I prefer not to wear things out, especially on a computer like this, because I'll probably end up selling this in order to get a better one at some point. So, but I'm going to have 5TB overall in that, which is not massive, because it is kind of like my main PC at the moment. But this PC here will be used for secondary videos and gaming, I think, in fairness. Although they'll both be used for gaming, but I mean, that'll have a better graphics card on, so that'll handle a little bit of 4K with older games, not so much anything new. Although, having said that, I need a new 4K monitor. So I mean, there's loads of things, but I don't need a new 4K monitor. I'm not worried about that right now. I had a really good one. And I sold it for no good reason. So you have to fix that one day, because but it's all about patience. The things I have got mostly at good prices and stuff. So I was unsure whether I wanted to do it, and I said to you, being totally honest, I didn't want to make myself poor for this movement again. I wanted to do stuff for me as well as for people. So it was like, what could I do? And then I realised, like, with this laptop, it plays games, it makes video, it does all kinds of stuff. So it's like, if I get the things I want for this, which gives me the video storage space, the speed, the power, all this other stuff, that's also power for gaming. That's also power for all the other things that I do. If the podcast failed tomorrow, this computer is still super useful to me. So, see what I'm saying? So the things that I'm upgrading are kind of, exception of the microphones and that, they're kind of strategic. So I'm building things that at the moment that will come in amazingly handy for the podcast, but at the same time, if something went wrong, then I haven't lost 11 grand like I did last time. I didn't lose it all at once. It was just, that was what I put in over the course of the 7 years. Don't get me wrong, so did other people. A lot of people put money in, but yeah. The sad part of it is, when you're first on YouTube, especially how things have changed now, you don't really know how to spend the money. I mean, I never spent a penny on myself. Not on, like, well, anything, not even a packet of fags, to be honest. And I used to struggle with the money to make it go around, because, like, you know, staying in London, that was expensive, travelling was expensive. But I will say, you know, when I consider that, you know, I'd have £1,000 here that would come in, and then I would put £1,000 in, you know, so you've got these sums of money at times, and other times it would be like 38 quid. But when you've got these types of amounts floating around on certain months, that's when you feel like, I can do loads. And if I could do it all again, but keep the knowledge I've got now, oh shit, it's going to be silent, isn't it? if I could do it all again, but keep the knowledge I've got now, I would. Oh shit! What have I done with the mic? See, being distracted is what causes this type of shit. I deliberately was careful and held my hand on the mic so that I wouldn't lose it, and I've lost it anyway. Right, I've annoyed myself now, so I'm going to go. Otherwise I'll lose it. Yes, it is the boy mic, yeah. But I need to go, otherwise I'm going to lose it. Sorry guys, I'll come back, check your comments as soon as I can. I need to go because I've just taken it off trying to protect it. But it's because I was talking. I'm sorry. I'll catch you soon.